I'll be enjoy analysis. No, me don't say, oh sorry, this is the first place that you come. So, let other people also enjoy. It's you let me share now. Almost all them now. I'm enjoy analysis. No, come on. And now, like you said in your intro, you're what I say. The first ever goalless draw in the Euros this time. But that game is boring. That's why we are commentary. All those game here without goals, no, boring. And you give an end to end.
No more Manfred no.
I said what will be our strength.
They don't create enough chances.
Oh, but chances came.
But not enough.
You see, enough set on the regular they would only cap a basketball score line 4-3, 5-4.
Not that, but we are talking about two teams in Europe.
Yeah.
Born, Netherlands and France.
And it's close, no?
And nothing else here, actions more.
No,
end to end.
No, it was end to end. It was end to end. The only thing is that when you say that you want more chances, Antoine Griezmann, you have 2 chances in the first half. When you are 1 in the second, goal Bemu, you overruled because of VAR. We'll talk about that goal. So there were things. Both teams tried to play to almost strength on them. For France in Fifi now, obviously was in N'Golo Conte, Adrien Rabiot at some point in time, Aurélien Tchouameni, and Fifi on them. Even at some point in time, you have Antoine Griezmann dropping centrally. And without killing return Mbappe, Madrid, France went into the game playing a 4-2-2-2. And I think that for a manager like DJ Deschamps, he has come under a lot of criticism of how I won the ball. Finding a very good tactical variation to be able to play a high-end game against Netherlands was very, very important. And then he was successful in that regard, playing in that system. I think that that's for the midfield. Now, the way you see Abrantia Feni Tijani Reinders in the middle of the park. Abrantia of free Belgium, Ekoko PMU, the talent Syria, was originally a player of AC Milan, went ahead to go and play for Atlanta, played in the Europa League final under Gian Piero Gasperini, and then Obiora is a top midfielder. He bossed that midfield. Tijani Reinders was important for everything that the Dutch did yesterday. There was another player next to him called Schouten. Excellent player on and off the ball for that photo. Then they had Xavi Simons right ahead of him. Player by and for pushing very, very hard to get him in the buying team after somebody very close to securing other deals. The midfield was a very good one. Now, Oshe the way now France for the ball, man. This is an annotation of how the Dutch play. Who's the Dutch for an starting ball now? It looks like a 4-back. But 4-back number by 3. With Nathan Ake, Virgil van Dijk, and Stefan de Vrij. Then the Dutch for tried to do the same. They wanted to overload the left-hand side of the French defense. It's maybe a William Saliba, any Abrante French, Joe Hernandez, Ebono. They use Dumfries, and of course Jeremy Frimpong. But Rich, that is where these top coaches in Europe, they earn their money. When Didier Deschamps realized they wanted to overload that area, he also pushed Adrien Rabiot. They be as a Jeremy Frimpong and close in. Although both of them are wing backs from various teams, Frimpong plays as a wing back for Leverkusen. Dumfries plays as a wing back for Internazionale Milan. Omumiri could have overloaded those zones. But because of Adrien Rabiot consistently staying in that zone to close down Dumfries and prevent him from getting a lot of overloads in that zone, na Frimpong, and of course Frimpong, Saliba, any Abrante Feni, Denzel Dumfries, Theo Hernandez could deal with them. Now, the real variation of the French style of play, AFP for them. Rich, Salomo Beria Bona, Diana Tony Cruz tries so yeah, Emma Germany, Orange really tried to do a semblance of it. Oba Emma as an outside centre back. Normal Kakra. I mean, now the shape number is a 4-2-2-2-2. In the middle of the park, you have Orange remaining N'Golo Conte. Then Dembele will now stay inside with Antoine Griezmann. Marcus Thuram also as the outlet. So longer. The Abrante French Jules Koundé will give them the width. I think that it was a brilliant tactical game. Okay. And for a very, very big game with Europe. And in a second game of a group, it can go anywhere. No, it was a group. It was a game that I loved it. Me. These were my 2 best players of the game. Bako for France, Bako for Netherlands. The Dutch one, Air Brantia, your friend is Xavi Simons. You see, so okay, Xavi Simons' story now. He was the big thing. He was supposed to even be bigger than maybe I would. But of course, he has learned the trade and gotten to this point. And then now he was very, very important for the Dutch. Then to this man, at age 33 years of age, over free Chelsea, a perennial dear muscle injury, that injury, this injury, he had to leave Chelsea Football Club. Or Saudi Arabia. Still, the man has everything to be able to get results for Fiifi-Manfred of France. For 2 games, for France now. Man of the match award in N'Golo Kanté. Look at the heat map of Abrante N'Golo Kanté. Everywhere on the field of play. No naked ball, no more training, not Nenasha. Now he is running for 30, 40 meters on the field of play. I think there's also performance now. You would have loved to have N'Golo Kanté. Say N'Golo Kanté was Chelsea team and you're bonnet and Tosini. It helps more than say about 50 team. But again, in the context of signing man, you understand say Abraham over Chelsea, Neipra, and Chelsea had to move on. Mind you, Chelsea and N'Golo Kanté. He moved on for free. And at that time, now the contract's now running out, and Chelsea could not do anything about Abrante N'Golo Kanté. Yesterday, he was the man of the match of the game. But Rich, go on as Abisimo saying, hey, offside. I have a problem with the interpretation of the rules. No? I have a big problem with the interpretation of the rules. Referee no Fiifi, Anthony Taylor. After the game, Virgil van Dijk said, the English referee. The English referee decided not to award the goal. And for me, usually, situation the eye tell who pan say player and the goalkeeper then he blocks the goalkeeper's eyesight. When the player Denzel Dumfries in question, he was adjacent to the goalkeeper Mike Maignan. So the interpretation of the referee say, Dumfries anyone man. Then an opportunity would have been given to Maignan, say Quebec diving for the ball. Now look at maybe a Dumfries. Ball the crowd man, or chain the wall, every ball no kakra. But they are saying say the Dumfries engineer he didn't give an opportunity to Abrante friend Mike Maignan to dive and then save the ball on that situation. And that goal cannot be awarded. And now this is it. Some positive video anymore. Should be Abrante friend Denzel Dumfries. Goalkeeper no. And Ben, look at it. Denzel Dumfries just adjacent the goalkeeper, and they are saying say Dumfries inti ultimate to no home corner. But I'm saying say there was no way Maignan was going to go close to this ball. There was no way between matches our boy. But way out of Maignan reach, and Odikan say form. And I'm sorry.
Elizabeth my argument say obi an anko between match.
Exactly. Referees no the benefit of the doubt. But miss me opinion, I miss me share no. And any other opinion, excellent, and you're welcome. I'm just saying that I think it's difficult for Maignan to save this. And yes.
So at the end of the day, no.
Yeah.
Referees is so much JDA.
Omanjigo. Almost offside.
Okay.
He was in an offside position. But in the offside is about the point of view. Who offsider? Do you interfere with play? Anything a player in offside position. That's your bubble no one one card. Play goes on. So it's about whether Dumfries interfered with play. And Omoji too say because of Dumfries Egina Mike Maignan in China or interfere with Mike Maignan's ability to stop the ball. So it's an offside. He interfered with play in that connotation of the law. This is what in American say. And definitely that's what the ruling of the referee was. And now, of course, in N'Golo Kanté, Ewini, 2 man of the match awards in Group D. Because
before I go Group D, there's a school of thought. Almost say without Kylian Mbappe, our friend national team no. Omani more especially I say a too normal to do. Because I know say be a injury and a prevent Abrante from playing. So no was argument can probably go. Minimum so no manya adria. I would dark Kylian Mbappe in the French national team no. I mean too normal.
Oshe, and the question is to those that are saying that. Oshe France against Austria. France struggled too. And yet just about Mbappe.
But I want to say on goal no but it was the same Kylian Mbappe. And the man on goal no buy. No,
the on goal no come. And yet what I'm trying to say is that the general game in itself, France struggles. France born. They work more on defensive solidity. It's more near boy chono. Yema yetso enye pampi enye solid. Any watertight first. Then later we can dwell on other things as well. Hold that play of Thuram. You see Mbappe pace. Didn't Mbappe get a gaping goal and then Biamano? Say on mobile team against Australia and he failed to bury the ball. It happens. I don't think that necessarily Mbappe absence not in a match, and until France and win it. Okay. Maybe there can be other games as Mbappe in one man. They will feel the effect. But yesterday, I think there was a tactical game for both ends. Netherlands knew exactly what they were doing without the ball. And the French went into that game knowing say without Mbappe, we will prevent you from scoring us. And that is what has now brought us to Group D. Group D, Netherlands at the top with 4 points, France at the second with 4 points, Austria at 3 points. It means to say officially first teamer in the European Championship this summer, a team I friend Poland. Robert Lewandowski Poland team, they are out of the European Championship after say Omo against Austria. Austria, Eshomo by 3-1 also giving him.
Black wisdom. I've always criticized Anthony Taylor. I become 150. Spot on.
Yeah.
On any agree.
Yeah, but see, and now in commentary position, I disagreed vehemently. I show video ni BM, then I could understand. So okay, because like I said, most of the rules, most of the interpretation, when you are staying in the eyesight of the goalkeeper, for the very first time, the player is adjacent to the goalkeeper on the same lane. But the point of view has moved from just the player and the goalkeeper and the point the eyesight, to ball, baby and in the goalkeeper's ability to dive and save the ball. And that was very, very important also I gave them. It's for everybody that says that they agree, to an extent you do. And Obisi Bekas okay, Mike Maignan couldn't do ball. And Virgil van Dijk, the point of view after game, also Mike Maignan ball Nico corner.
Apia George Crowd was the goalkeeper didn't make any attempt.
Yeah. And okay, but Apia Jordan, my Anthony Taylor can say because of Dumfries in Tina goalkeeper and attempt.
Okay.
Because or attempt I can hold up him Dumfries. So he didn't make the attempt because Dumfries was in his way. Rich Mbappe si can only and Onyamenko. Almost since April. And the wages name by at some point in time they wanted to and yet wages and not all for go. Even in the verbal agreement, Andy did a story. And yet wages in Kwan. The main thing that he was foregoing are the bonuses that he was supposed to get from Paris Saint-Germain. The wages are not all for Paris Saint-Germain since April Onyano weekly, that was not forgone. Paris Saint-Germain in almost state impressed on the player say but he never agreed to that. And they forced him at some point in time to say and the almost 20 wages become poor man. Now his entourage only very, very brilliant. It is the first rating to Paris Saint-Germain. How far? I know that the next 2 steps will be that they don't hear anything from them, then they will make sure that they write to the Court of Arbitration for Sports and get that money. And with time, we'll know how it goes. Which, even a transfer thing, because from yesterday, a lot of things have been happening. And you're here for a very good insight. Nacho Beko, Madrid are still waiting for the update for Nacho Fernandez. And they say Al Qadash for a very, very good offer by Nacho Fernandez for him to come to the Saudi League. And he's thinking about it. But quick to tell Real Madrid what he wants to do. Makacho said he is the longest 7 Madrid style team in him. For Nankese or no any Carvajal. But Carvajal went on loan at some point in time to FC Bayer Leverkusen. He had stayed throughout. They be off the bench. When he comes on, very impactful. He is with the La Roya European Championship team, and I'm sure he will make that. And immediately behind Nacho Fernandez Dino. Know that the next conversation that will come in learning Euro. Euro and has granted an interview. The interviewers they say, oh no, the favorite player, power channel, a Madrid legend, friend Sergio Ramos, and then he wants to one time play for team friend in Real Madrid. In there, Pacacho's Madrid point of view, they say they have the bargaining power to get Lenny Euro into their team, even if it is in 2025. They have Champions League 2025 by the contract at the end, but there is also Man United and Liverpool that are lacking and looking for Brighton and Lenny Euro. Can I say we are selling a different project to you? Madrid is obviously a big club, but coming now Ejumano as it stands now. Hold on. Now, CH Bayern for no have a vision. and most of them players no more in no CCA am no can say more contract issues. Leroy Sané contract issues. Andy was asking say how will Olise get into our team? Leroy Sané contract issues. Omakache Eric Magim Chupo Martin say no he has to go. Person me almost squad over no. Aka about a friend Joshua Kimmich just a few months on the contract so in the winter autumn of 2025 many teams are starting a pre-contract agreement. He can go. The plan for Joshua Kimmich, and they say, like Andy was saying, he wants to make sure that he gets a bigger club after so free buying. He wants a new challenge. Now, in that conversation, some of the clubs that want Joshua Kimmich, I don't know, also problem are Barcelona and Manchester City. He as a German, one of the clubs that Joshua Kimmich, Epepa, and he said one the wait Barcelona, or even play for Manchester City. So it's important, say, as a player, all shares are levels. No? Again, if you look at Joshua Kimmich and what he wants to do, then you talk about the other players, Aka. We've not forgotten Alphonso Davies. Up to now, our man buying for go ahead for a contract extension. Madrid are liking, they want Alphonso Davies to come to Madrid. Leroy Sané, a part. Just before the Euros, Jamal Musiala granted an interviewer. No, one will be saying, our best friends, I buying team in him. Alphonso, that's how they call him in Germany. Alphonso Davies, any American friend Leroy Sané. But only contract issues. Well, no, so we can't change up some what's now. But it's a decision ultimately. So buying up issues of players now, and they know that some will be bad. One, it's for competition's sake. Two, say here the players then they have a replacement. That is why they'll be looking at the players that they'll be looking at. First of all, Hakan Çalhanoğlu. See, Hakan started from Roma proper. But Okoye Milan and Sherafa, baby, you do papa no, intershare. And last season, if you mention Rodri, if you mention Lobotka, if you mention Jorginho, that's also a proper deep line playmakers and Anthony Cruzman. At some point in the list, you had Hakan Çalhanoğlu conducting play for Internazionale Milan in the Italian Serie A and also in Europe. When they took them to the final, he was at the helm in the middle of the park conducting play as a number 6. Nicolo Barella, Eric Mkhitaryan next to him. But Inter for Niska, mind you, if Bayern will go for Çalhanoğlu, on the bomb big money. Çalhanoğlu so and that is why I think say the deal. Say Bayern a good amount of service, then they may not go for him. See, Olise is going to Bayern. Case closed.
Okay.
The problem is, why is Olise going to Bayern? And then you see, because Bayern need the Oko, but a day in a Michael Olise Echo Bayern, and then you see, because which bring Sané for the past 2 weeks, Ninyano suggested that Chelsea were in cruise control. Chelsea, no one say Agbena for a branch of Michael Olise. How did he get to the point here? Chelsea could not finish the deal off. And let me remind you, so Chelsea here, it's been 2 seasons. Last season, Chelsea were there with Olise. And a Crystal Palace say, hey, you're very important. You didn't seek permission. And I'm on the boy in Ekasa. We will report you to the Premier League. And a Chelsea chain, Olise signed a contract extension with Crystal Palace. Now, in a contract, me and him said, the release clause was somewhere above 50 million going 60 million, baby. But the real figure now has come and say 50 million. Now, Rich, transfer window, messy. And last week, in my analysis, I kept on saying, say, there are 2 disadvantages, 2 reasons that one day, remember, Chelsea may not get a branch friend of Michael Olise. One, it is the fact that his team consistently were waiting for other teams that had Champions League to come to the table. And the fact that Chelsea, any Champions League, they were not to compensate that with something. It's rich. Chelsea called Michael Olise. Chelsea knew that they don't have Champions League. But they were able to sell their projects to a branch, Michael Olise. Almost projects, consistently, people were saying that Chelsea had a verbal agreement of Michael Olise, and they said Olise had agreed to Chelsea's projects and to come in. Now, and when Michael Olise entourage any agent ever say how many Chelsea any details of the contract and Olise mo started fee £250 million per week. Almost £250 million per week now. Chelsea for say £250 per week. Now your best player last season Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer edged £120 per week. As a new player, you to me now almost double, in fact double of a bunch near Cole Palmer edge. Then Olise told them say the best he can do to his entourage and £220,000 per week. Chelsea called back, looked at their books and they said, no. Say, Omuji to some Michael Olise, £220 per week to compensate for the fact that, boy, no, so about Chelsea are all more Champions League. It will affect their books into ammonia. And this is something that Todd Bolimo have been doing for quite some time now. You see, Bayern for obviously say everything goes according to plan. On the front train, by Kane, Musiala, Xavi Simons, and Michael Olise. Excellent front three. If you're able to keep Kingsley Coman, Leroy Zanimo, Serge Gnabry, it's even better in terms of depth. Now, which Chelsea for the bar, no matter Iska, or to scare go. But they've gotten to the point. One of the things that was key to them, the performance enhanced wage structure. It's rich. So when you Chelsea ni, notice that consistently, people keep on telling you say, it is money. Chelsea ni say, adi eba kombe managing power wage structure. And into the mobile, no more players a long-term contract to be able to amortize. And into the mobile, players on form, one of them were small. They don't believe it's sustainable so much for players in their peak in Kwa. They believe that you need to buy them young and then give them some small amount of money. Then with time you build with it. Right? Chelsea finances Nankasano. In the last 2 seasons, Chelsea had an operating loss of about 90 million. This is a document from Chelsea for Chelsea's financial report released in April highlighted significant financial challenges. 12 players finished in 2022-2023. The second highest wage bill in Chelsea season. 404 million time no Chelsea wage bill. Significant you see the highest amortization cost of 205 million, the biggest operation loss of 249, and the most expensive squad 1.1 billion for Chelsea Football Club. Now, Rich, these are the wages of English Premier League clubs now. Team are on to Accra or English Premier League. Brentford, Ofriwa, Bournemouth, Southampton, Wolves, Crystal Palace, Brighton, West Ham, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Leeds United, Chelsea, Manchester City. And had the highest paying in 2022-2023 season. They have been able to reduce that wage bill. And we said, nah, your operating loss not costly. Olise an excellent player. Oh, you're very, very good. Or say Chelsea, my baby, Chelsea. For it, Chelsea for one share scan on Bemo Olise no. How I be balloon on wage bill? How was Olise about 220 now? Cole Palmer agent ever fret. Next week, I say, Mama only say 220 million. Then our player deserves more. How Oma Kopama says, Kana, the other players that begin to play at Chelsea will now also begin to ask for more money. So they say, I do a better balancing. It's bueno. Yen Jim, on where you can't cast a Champions League in the first preference. Yen Jano, non Crystal Palace. See, disappointing. Men can't nod down. 2 seasons. You follow a player, you don't get him. And all of this, it is very disappointing. But if you think about it in the context of Chelsea and the bigger picture, you understand what the club wants to do. You want to build a club and make sure they are in line with Nyaope, not player seeker, but you have them together. Even apart from that, Rich, Sir right hand side on. Chelsea are talking Henry Paye from Independiente de la Ville. About 2025. Estaban Williana or listeners Bakuka so ya the chin or also 2025 straight to Chelsea. None man will care or I'm not saying they are better than Olise, but I'm saying the Chelsea have depth. If you miss out on Olise now, it is only fair to say Scania that no be let it go. Keep the players that you have. Invest other places or wait for next summer. Maybe another bigger talent will come, then you go and poach him. But the truth is, Olise Eyobion. And also 40 million. I'll let it go for one. He said, da. Says, can I Chelsea? They be bad band. But me as a Chelsea will still go back to Samuel Moredion. They want a striker. They want a striker. Or yet, slightly different from Nicolas Jackson. Or what better finishing ability than Nicolas Jackson for Enzo Maresca next season. And then Enzo Akacho say, oh, yeah, striker. You don't pay the man. And they've gone back to Abrante's friend Samuel Moredion. Apart from that, now Andy Ekacho and now no pay a plenty go more. A report said from the German Bundesliga. There's a striker last season that playing the German Bundesliga. Your friend Maximilian Bayer. Very, very good, according to them. And just a few minutes before I go on this, I've not done enough scouting of him. But from the videos, a very good, tricky player, tennis, all of those things are there. I just don't think he fits the physical attributes that Chelsea for pay in a striker. Or if Chelsea plan to play him as an out-and-out striker, he is in there as a branch friend Maximilian Bayer. We'll see how Sadio ever develop it. Oh, hold on. I don't know, say now Chelsea will turn to a branch friend Nico Williams. Because Barca for no
Nico level on the enfa. Even so, Olise cry between attending Chelsea down. Nico, simple. No, baby, I'll never do no. Any conference. On sometimes on who players we say, and hard, you know. So more Champions League. We will be to Olise say. Say Chelsea bought Champions League. And it's easy to convince him. O Tom project the man or better. But a young player, you know, free Crystal Palace. I feel no person blossom. Na yes, we am fan on conference.
Not a Crystal Palace and not about conference.
No, tie. Men kasa on about Champions League. But also do love will be. So what I say. And so I'm from say Olise has arrived. Inti Mama Champions League level.
Bayern 100 will arrive, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we wait to see. I mean, but these are part of the list
and Bayern can I don't know say. South Carolina now can Bayern beat you. Me sure say Bayern beat you as Escano. If you want because of Champions League, you know. Or maybe we not negotiate.
Yeah.
What this kind of so. But Chelsea they not go James because of conference now more than a couple.
Yeah, and I can Chelsea have to compensate.
Obi the send Nico say. Yeah. Obi to catch us man the 500. Somebody make a conference there.
Go ahead and 500.
Now Brent is on Bobo Chelsea players need.
Not to be 500.
Oh, Asama make a winter.
Now Basa be
competition now Kobo and attractive.
If
you ever catch us a chairman, sausage and chairman Boma dear 500.
Oh no,
young queen, you could young crowd and how no ma.
Now Obianca say Nico by Chelsea.
Manchester Graham Chelsea.
I was already Manchester babe.
Yeah, so chairman.
Now Manchester we started transfer season. O say o coach na last season am fan na on central ho.
You go to me.
O go to me when you be. And we ba we read that now. So we say we read that down nkwan enye kura be fan sa. And na ote ho. O dey mate. Am into Arsenal me.
Yenye ni pick na ayala.
About Aaron and Somino and so Chelsea e corner ho. Center backer or South America, Argentina in Boca Juniors. Very, very, very good player. And then Nyamia Adoma, Estavao William deal possibly also should be finalized for him to join Chelsea. See which any games no.
Yeah, me just call line now.
I think sir Osha first game never Kosuna. Turkey ever at 4 p.m. Belgium ever last one against Romania. Belgium should be able to beat the Romanians.
Yeah.
But see Romania for me who understand children Fiifi or conductive play no. They are stubborn. They were very, very stubborn against Ukraine. But the problem is in the group, Belgium for no any point in our group no. They know say against Slovakia we drop your points no. In sa game na course no obi enya ne 3 points Ukraine na go Slovakia no. They need to beat your friends in Romania. And that's what makes it difficult. When I watched the Belgians' first game, I was disappointed in Kevin De Bruyne. I think that anytime De Bruyne ever say a jersey for the Belgian Red Devils now, he flatters to deceive. I'm still expecting say they should be able to get a job done and win against Tima, your friend in Romania. Portugal, our very, very, very big game, almost qualifying against a Turkey team that is stubborn. My problem is, how will Abrantia Efeno Roberto Martinez line up for Portugal? I think say in this game, first one without a recognized DM, they need to be careful of the Turkish boys and then bring in Joao Paulinho, then have Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, then find a way to keep the weight. Portugal have enough